Hey Crazy Crafters, welcome to Technique of the Week here at Krazy Kreations.
It must be Wednesday for Technique of the Week, where we show you fun ways to use our product, maybe things you've never thought of before.
Every Wednesday here, 4 p.m. Pacific Time.
So, our products here at Krazy Kreation are
vinyl outline stickers, handmade microfine glitter paper, card making kits, we have subscription boxes, online classes, and a lot more.
So much more. So my name is Kara.
I'm Jackie.
And we are the mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations, where we love to show you so much about the crazy world.
Yes, and today we're doing something really fun involving the leftover pieces from our outline sticker sheets.
Yes, so a lot of you ask us, what do we do with the pieces that are left behind on the sticker sheet once we've peeled the outline and made our beautiful project? Well, we're here to tell you that every piece on your sticker can be used and made into beautiful projects.
Those are beautiful words to a crafter's ear. That means we're having no waste at all from our outline sticker sheets.
Right on, and they are, did I say beautiful?
Yes. All right, so we're going to show you a couple of examples on how this looks, and then we'll show you the technique, which is very easy to do.
Okay, so Jackie, I see two different cards with the same sticker, but this one here is the outline. Now this is where we peel it, put it on our white glitter paper made by Krazy Kreation, and then we color it with our alcohol ink markers.
And that's how all this blending and shading is accomplished. So if you want to check that out, we do this on almost all of our videos, showing you how to blend with alcohol markers on the white Krazy Kreations glitter paper.
Yes, so I love that.
But something we don't show very often is how to use the negatives.
Yes, so this right here, all of these black pieces that you see right here, was the inside of all of these, and they were left behind on the sticker sheet. And look how beautiful this one came out.
So this is a different type of style. It's more of a silhouette kind of look, but it's also really pretty, and you can color in between all those negative pieces if you wanted to. You can put it on different background papers. All different surfaces is what these stickers stick to, so there's so many different looks you can accomplish.
So there is a trick though. When you leave behind pieces, none of these negative pieces are hooked together. So therefore you do need to use another product called transfer foil or transfer tape, which looks like this. And this will help you lift all the pieces up at once and then rub them off, similar to the old-fashioned rub-on.
Okay, so even though this says transfer foil, it's actually not a foil. It's like a clear vinyl surface. That's kind of what they call it in Europe. They call it foil, but it's actually a transfer sheet. And you'll notice you do get 4 sheets in here. I think the best part about these is that they're reusable.
They are reusable until you just can't make it work anymore. So they may get a little kind of wonky in shape, but they are totally reusable, so you want to save your sheets for as long as you can.
All right, and then I wanted to show another example of the negative before we get started on the technique. This is another way you can use the negatives. It's created a scene on a 5x7 card with our Swim Girl paper doll outline sticker and the Adirondack chair outline sticker.
I just love that. I love the silhouette. The silhouette is just so fascinating to me, especially when you make a scene or give it a really nice background.
And sometimes you don't have time to color, and this is quick and easy.
It is.
So let's dive into how do you actually do this.
Okay, so I think before we start, we have to just kind of go over, we're going to peel an outline first. So let's do a pear. What do you say?
All right, so we're going to take our Perfect Day outline sticker, and this is a brand new sticker sheet, so I haven't peeled any of these off yet. So I'll need to peel the outline
Okay, but
first.
we haven't burnished our glitter paper.
Okay, go ahead and burnish for me.
Okay, so burnish means rub your glitter paper so that it is totally smooth, velvety smooth, and there's no excess, right?
And it makes it shinier and smoother because this glitter paper will feel like velvet. So now I'm peeling the outline portion of the sticker. This is the part of the sticker that we use most often. And they're always going to be one piece.
All hooked together. It's kind of an alternative to stamping, wouldn't you say?
Yes, so this looks like a stamped or embossed image now, and usually we would color this in. But today we're focusing on the negative part. So this right here, what's left behind from your outline, those are the negative pieces.
Now before you go any further, I just wanted to put this here so you could color this, trim it out, and this is what it might look like if you use the same colors as ours, right?
Yes, I think those colors are really fun.
So this is what the outline, a normal, kind of what we do a lot here would look like. Okay, so now you were saying?
So we have our negatives left behind here. Now the first thing that I like to do when I'm working with the negatives is I like to trim around these stickers. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm just going to trim around the pair. And this is just going to make it easier to work with. I would like to know how many of you save all of your negatives from your outline sticker sheets. Let us know in the comment section.
Yes, because you know what? If you're not, you're missing a grand opportunity, right?
Yes, because you can use these. Okay, so there I've isolated the negative. So there's my pair. Nothing else is on the sheet here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the black from around the outside of the pear.
And in other words, that's the trash.
Yes.
So we don't want that. So we wouldn't want that to transfer.
Sometimes called weeding, but some of you may want that extra black as a border.
Yes, so I just love that. So why don't we show the trash so that everyone can see? So that part is not used, but in our case, we're probably going to use a little piece of it to create a stem.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now we have the basics of the pear here. What do we do next?
Okay, so the next thing we need is our transfer sheet. So they come in a 4x9 sheet. And another tip for using these is cutting them into smaller pieces. So this 4x9, I like to cut it into thirds.
Now a 4x9, isn't that the same size as a regular sticker?
It sure is.
Okay, so let's go ahead and cut it into thirds. Now we're doing that because it's easier to use, right?
Yeah, that way you don't have to worry about the extra parts sticking to something you didn't want it to stick to.
And you can see how that's going to cover everything, so it's perfect.
Okay, so now this is a fresh transfer sheet, which means we haven't used it on anything else before. So what we're going to need to do is peel that shiny part, or the transfer sheet, from the paper backing.
Now when you peel this, what you're going to notice is there's a tackiness to that shiny part, right?
Yes, it's tacky on one side. And when you're using it for the first time, it is a little too tacky for me. So what I like to do is put it on my jeans or on the back of my hand and get some of that extra stick off of there.
It's kind of similar to having a cutting mat that you just purchased and you don't want all your cardstock to stick to it.
Right. Okay.
Now what's the other part? Is that the protective layer?
This is the protective backing, so when you go to reuse this and save it, you'll put this back on here and put it in your drawer.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we're going to lay this on top of our negative pieces, just like so. And now we need to add some pressure to rub all of these little black negative sticker pieces with something firm like a bone folder.
Yes, so this is my bone folder right here. You could use the back of our tweezers, right? Or sometimes the flat part of a pen. Now, how many of you remember those things that we used a long time ago in our scrapbooking world called rub-ons? Because this is what that reminds me of.
I do.
You remember it, huh?
But using your finger isn't going to add enough pressure, and neither will a brayer tool. You really need something hard and, I don't know.
Firm.
Yes, you can even use the back of your tweezers if you don't have a bone folder.
And sometimes I prefer that because it has a flatter edge, because if you notice, this particular one has a lot of little pieces. So normally I don't spend this much time, but because I know there's so many small pieces, I'm kind of giving it a really good rub.
Yes, you want to make sure that you've got covered every single little piece.
Okay, so I'm ready. We did it.
All right, now it's time to check our work. So let's see how Kara did.
Yeah,
No
probably
pressure.
not real great, I'm sure.
So we're going to peel the transfer sheet off of that paper backing. And look, every single piece is coming off onto the transfer sheet. And that's exactly what we want.
Except for that one little piece.
So we didn't get this one tiny itty bitty piece. Now, if this was me crafting, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But I want to show you what to do if this happens to you. So go ahead and put that back down on the table. Realign your sticker, and I'm not sure exactly where it went, but I'm going to eyeball where I think it goes. So I think it's right here.
And then you're going to take your pressure tool, and there we go.
There we go. So we just rubbed it and then peeled it right back off, and it came onto the transfer sheet.
That is like magic.
So now you can stick this to anything. Glass, paper, pattern paper, glitter paper, any type of paper or surface that you want.
Okay, so I think we're going to use a piece of our color glitter paper. What do you say?
I say let's do it. So we're going to use some chartreuse glitter paper today.
Yes, so our color glitter paper comes with 2 coordinating and complementary colors, and this time today we're going to use this light chartreuse. So I'm going to pull that out of the packet.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I have a question from Rhea. So what's the best way to get the sticky off of a scan and cut mat? So just like with the transfer sheet, you'll want to unstick it a little bit, and I recommend a microfiber cloth. What do you recommend?
I do, yes. Okay, so Jackie, I say that we should we trim this first?
We should. So we need to make it 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 to fit on our card.
All right, so 2 3/4. And notice I like to cut with the glitter side down.
Yes. We don't talk about that very often, but there's a reason. What's the reason?
I always get a better cut without all the glitter coming up.
And less of that adhesive that we use to make the glitter paper ends up on your blade.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, so this is the surface we're going to stick the negative down to. So we're just going to take our transfer sheet with all the negatives and position it on the paper. So now we're going to take that bone folder tool and we're going to rub again, like a rub-on.
I'm going to go with the tweezers. I think I did really good with that last time. I hope I could do the same. Now it's very important that you only rub the part where the sticker is. You don't want to rub anything where there's not a sticker, because you might pick up paper or something and ruin that because it doesn't have a sticker on it. You don't want to put the tacky on it, right?
Yeah, that's when that tearing happens, especially if you're using cardstock or pattern cardstock.
So again, I just want to make sure I could kind of get as many of these little dots as I can. So I'll let you give it a shot and see where we are. Hopefully we did a good job.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is just peel that transfer sheet off. And the goal is for all of those black pieces to stick to the glitter paper and nothing to be left over on the transfer.
Now, one of the things, you want to roll it very, very close to the paper, right?
So what that means is almost getting this transfer sheet flat.
You don't want to just pull up. And this is a very slow process.
It is slow, so take your time. See how this is working? All those pieces are staying left behind. And it's really important to note that we are doing the transfer sheet because none of these pieces were attached to each other. And if you were to try to pick each individual piece off and put it on here like a puzzle, it would take you forever.
And it never works out. I've tried it many a time. The transfer paper is the way to go. And once you get used to it and you know how to work it, it's really easy to use. But again, patience, roll close to the paper, and as Jackie is doing, she's rubbing the parts that she sees did not come down. And you could do that as you go, or you could do it after, right?
Yes. I think this bone folder is going to help me a little bit more.
Okay.
There we go. So if you have a very stubborn little piece, just keep working at it. Eventually it will stick to that background paper that you've chosen. And notice how I'm kind of going in all different directions too. That's okay. You can turn.
Ooh, and look at that.
Voila.
Nice. Now, show everybody it's not a clear, flat piece, but it's still so usable. In fact, I would almost suggest it's more usable because you've kind of worked it in.
You've kind of primed it and prepped it, so it is usable again until it's not sticky any longer.
And I would say that can be a very long time.
It can be. So this is what our negatives look like now, and we put them on this chartreuse glitter paper background.
So let's make with our little extras there. We're going to, as we saw in the original, we had a little stem here. So what I like to do is take some of that garbage and we'll kind of just cut a piece and make it work. Because you know me, I like to be creative with everything I have.
So I'm very curious on how many of you have already tried this technique and how many this is something new. Let us know in the comments if it's new or you've tried it before. It's kind of something we just don't do very often, but it's such a helpful technique.
It is. All right, so I almost got my piece. Sorry, I kind of went off camera only because I was getting it stuck to me. So I'm going to do this. Looks like what, about there, would you say?
That looks good.
All right. And I could always cut it, but if I do this.
That looks perfect.
There we go.
And you even left a little gap here so it looks like one of the negatives.
Right. So now let's bring this card in. This was the outline. This is the negative. And all we would have to do is make the same card and just put it right there. How beautiful is that, Jackie?
So I love both versions. So we saw the positive. This would be the negative version. Now for this card, we wanted to have the glitter paper as a background. However, another way you could use this is by trimming around the shape that we transferred to create more of a silhouette. So you don't have to do the square for the background.
Shall we demonstrate that real fast or not?
Well, it kind of takes a little long, but
okay, well,
we can do a small one.
Okay,
okay,
let's do that. All right, so we're bringing back our white glitter paper. And we're going to show you now how you could do a smaller one, but it's the same with small, big, any size, right?
Right. So I'm going to peel my outline and stick it down so I can color that in later. Or did you want to do this one?
Yeah, we could do that. Either one.
Okay. So let's cut around it.
Oh, I have a piece of that scrap paper on there, in case you didn't notice. So again, here we're repeating the steps. Cut around, isolate your image that you want. Now you're going to remove all of the unnecessary parts, and that's going to leave you the insides that you want to transfer. Now we're going to use that piece of transfer tape. We're going to put it over with the tacky side down, and we're going to rub. Okay, now we're going to check how we did.
Not too great.
Jackie!
That's okay though, you just keep going to the little pieces that are being stubborn. And there we go, everything is on our transfer sheet now.
And now we're going to put it on this white paper. And you could use any color, any paper. Now, can you use cardstock? Yes, you can. But again, I'm going to caution you, glitter is almost always fun, and it's very friendly to this process. When you use your cardstock, you have to make sure not to rub the areas that are not with the sticker, right?
Right, so I'm going to save that for next time.
Okay.
There's our negative transferred over.
Now, if we want to, what Jackie was saying is we could trim this out. So I will go ahead, get a little piece, and then I'll show you my trimming.
And then after that, we can show how you can even add color to your negative.
Yeah. So all you're going to do is kind of freeform it. Now, you could use your scan and cut machine for this part if you wanted. But it may not work as good as you want only because the pieces are not hooked together. So with the scan and cut machine, it may not see a closed line.
Okay, what color should we color it? I'm looking for colors here.
Ooh, blue. Let's go with blue. All right, so I'm just eyeballing this, and you can see I'm just kind of taking my time. If it was the pear, it would be a little bit easier because that had a, more definite shape. But I think I did okay. What do you think?
I think that looks good.
Now we're going to zoom in, right?
This is what it would look like if you wanted to trim around it instead of doing a shape as a background. But you could always do a circle or a square, but this is what it looks like when you kind of fussy cut around it.
Do you have that flower? Oh, I have the flower. So it kind of is like what we did here, right?
Yes.
So same concept, all right?
Okay, and now if we want to add color, we can actually use our alcohol markers. So I have these two right here. We can do a solid color or we can even blend. So let's try a little bit of blending and shading on here.
Now do you want to put a piece of scrap paper down?
I'll use the back of my,
Here. There you go.
Okay. So I'm going to put the darker color inside. And then let's take that light teal and drag it to the outside. So there's a lot of different possibilities you can do. There we go. How cute. So it kind of looks like a snowflake.
I love that. Now if we hold it up really close, everybody could see how beautiful that is.
So here we go. So you can also use different things like gilding flakes as a background. If you make gilding flake paper, or what other kind of papers can you use? Foil.
Yeah, foil. You could do your vellum. You could do acetate. I mean, if you had acetate, that would be beautiful in a shaker.
So we just wanted to show you all the possibilities there are with negatives. So let's go over our samples one more time. So first of all, we have our pear card. Let's put the pear card on here. And I wanted to show the negative and the positive. So this is what it looks like using the negatives. And this is what it looked like with the positive version. Same design, two different, completely different looks. Then we have our mandala flower. We have the positive version and the negative version. And then we have our beach girl right here. This one we created a scene. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to transfer the negative pieces from your outline sticker sheet. And I also wanted to remind you that we did a really fun technique last week involving alcohol ink blending on glitter paper.
Yes, and these would have been beautiful with the negatives as well, don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Because this is a silhouette, this is an outline, but you could use the insides to create more.
Exactly. So if you haven't had a chance to check out this video yet, we'll link it below in the comment section so you can watch it. And we do still have some of these kits available.
Yes. Absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed today's technique of the week. We like to show you what to do with all those negatives that come off of your stickers. Don't throw them away. Make more projects.
And you'll definitely want to grab some of those transfer sheets from our website. Remember, 4 come in a pack. You can cut them up into thirds and they're reusable. So we'll link that down below in the comment section if you don't have any of those transfer sheets yet.
All right, so that was our technique of the week for this Wednesday. We hope to see you next time here at Krazy Kreations. My name is Kara.
I'm Jackie, and if you enjoyed the video today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, you can leave a heart. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you really soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.